How's it going?
All is well, love. Everything's good your way.
It's good. I think I've seen this TikTok live before, and I guess people tell you what's going on, and you kind of give them advice on how to handle it.
Sure. What's going on your way?
Okay. So I'm 36. I'm a single mother of four children.
Okay.
They're 9, 11, 14, and 15. Um, I I used to be on like dating apps. I tried that for a little while. I've been divorced for 3 years. And I kind of let it go last year towards the end of the year. I was like, I'm done with the dating apps. Like, hopefully, I'll just meet someone when I'm out.
Right.
Um, and so I ended up meeting this guy back in January at a networking event for work. Um, and things went really great. Like, when I first met him, I was going to Houston for my sister's wedding, and he was like, I'll reach out to you when you get back. He did. And then he was like very consistent with like planning dates. We were seeing each other once a week usually. Um, and then I would say maybe like 2, 3 weeks ago, he he basically told me that like he doesn't want to see other women and like we're exclusive. I said, okay, sounds good.
Right.
I haven't been in a relationship since my divorce, so this was like something new for me.
Mm-hmm.
And he had made comments before, maybe like 3 times in front of people that he's met, like for my friend group, saying a single mother wasn't my first choice, but the heart wants what the heart wants. Like he'd say things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so then a couple weeks ago, he said to me, my friend just got engaged and they live out in New York, and I want you to come with me. And you can meet my college friends, you can meet my sister. And he kept going on and on about it, about how he's so excited for me to meet everybody and show me the city because I've never been to New York. And then 3 days before the trip, he calls me and he cancels.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, I think it's too soon for me to introduce you to family and friends. I think I want to take a break and think about things, and let's reconnect in a week or so.
Okay.
And at first I was hurt, obviously.
Right.
But I was trying to be understanding. And so then it kind of just like got, like the next day he called me again and he was like, I just wanted to check on you and see if you're okay. And he was like, again, let's reconnect next week. And I was like, well, I took off most of this week because we were supposed to be together. So why am I not seeing you this week? And he was just like, no, I need space. I said, okay. And then Tuesday came around, and we spoke on the phone again. And again, same conversation. I was like, okay, so we're not together right now, but you want to reconnect next week. I don't understand. I don't want to reconnect next week, and I don't want to be with a man who's constantly second guessing me and who's made many comments about me being a single mother. I think you're just never going to accept it. I'm still going to be a single mother in a week. Like, nothing's going to change.
Right.
So, kind of just ended things there and haven't heard from him.
Okay. So what's your question here?
Um, my question is, do you think I like overreacted?
No. I think you
Okay,
underreacted, to be
because
honest with you.
I feel like I wanted to protect myself. I feel like if I gave him that space and the week to like think about it and then talk to me a week later, it was still going to be the same outcome.
Right.
But he just wanted to push it further, I guess.
Exactly. How long did y'all date in total?
3 months.
Okay. And y'all met at like a conference at first?
Yeah, it was a networking event.
Were y'all long distance?
No, he's about 45 minutes away from me.
Gotcha. So everything was good until he said that he wanted you to meet his friends, people close to him.
Yes.
And then he kind of
Yes.
just reneged on that at the last
Did I
minute.
what?
Then he kind of like backtracked on that and then
Oh,
right, that's what happened, correct?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
big time.
And so he backtracked on that, and then after he backtracked, that's when he was like, "I need a break."
Yes.
Yeah, that's like textbook avoidant attachment. It sounds like.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I was thinking too.
Right. Like 3 months in, things start to get serious around that time, especially if y'all are seeing each other at least once per week. Um, Starts to develop feelings, wants to progress things, then it like that those feelings turn to anxiety. And it's okay, I need a break. He needs a break from the not you, the feelings
Right.
you generate. So
Right.
being with you makes him feel anxious. The whole week thing was just like a justification. It was just a way for him to like get breathing room. But
Yes.
to your
Mm-hmm.
point, the moment you come back, he feels those same feelings again. So the whole let's wait a week thing wasn't going to be a sustainable solution. Only
Yeah.
solution would be to heal the thing that's making him feel this anxiety in the first place. So you made the right decision for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely don't regret it. I told him from the very first night that I met him, I was a single mother, and he was like, I would never date a single mother. I was like, well, I have four of them, so, um, I didn't think I would hear from him after that night, but a week later, he reached out, and I thought he was like really good to me. I thought we had a good thing going. But yeah, I think it's just he just got scared in the end.
It's
I think,
possible, or it
yeah,
was, or it was 100% about the kids. Well, I'm curious, what made you still entertain him after he said he would never date a single mother?
um, I guess because like he was still pursuing me, um, and he was very consistent with his communication, like with planning dates. Like he was doing all the right things in that aspect.
Right, but the side on your end that has to be rectified is the self respect side, right?
Right.
Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
entertain somebody who is outright telling you that he
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't, because you got to think long term. Why would you not date a single mother? Possibly you don't want to deal with kids. Okay, let's say he changes his mind and decides to continue dating you. Now you have someone around your kids that don't like them like that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So right
Mm-hmm.
when those words leave your lips, now you're incompatible. Even if he still pursues you, now you said too much. You said you would never do this to my face. So I don't even trust you around my little ones like that. That's how you would need to shift your thinking moving forward so that you don't waste time in this way. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad I got it off my chest.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you, all right?
Thank you.
Take care. All right. Who else do we have in the queue? We have Grace. Let's see if Grace is still here. I think Grace may have dropped. All right, people, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, you can hit the button at the bottom of the screen with the blue and pink person. I will bring you up and we will solve your issue. You can also drop your question in the chat and I will answer it there. But callers get first priority, all right? Coach never tells us what we want to hear. He always tells us what we need to hear, right? I mean, I just tell the truth. I'm not even thinking about what y'all need to hear. It's like, oh, what is the truth here? Have you been on long? It didn't notify me. I don't know. TikTok might be glitching a little bit. I've seen my following count like go up and down for some reason, which has never happened before. But I've been on for probably like 20 minutes or so. Got on a little early today. What's going on, Sakina? Again, if you have a question, hit the request button. I'll bring you up. We'll talk about your issue. You can also drop your question in the chat. Hello.
Hi,
How you doing?
good evening. How are you?
Good, good. What can I do for you?
I'm good. My name is Lebo. Thank you for taking me up.
Uh-huh.
So, mine is very quick. There's someone I'm talking to, and I really, really like the person.
Okay.
We work together, but he works in a different office. So, we work in two different cities. Okay, so over the weekend, I last spoke to him on Friday, I think 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and he said he's at the soccer practice. And then from there, I never heard from him until yesterday around 11 a.m. And then I asked him, where have you been for the past 2 days? And his answer was, no, I was around. I was just giving you space because you told me that you are going for a birthday celebration for a family member. So I just wanted to give you space, not disturb you or anything like that, right? My intuition tells me that he was busy elsewhere. Not even with a woman, but the fact that he saw it okay not to contact me for 2 days and not bother to think how I'm feeling about it. That is where my problem starts. That's the first thing. Secondly, we are very early into our connection. He's a very nice person. We've known each other for years because we've worked together for a long time. But he was recently single, I think last year, October. That's where his long-term relationship broke off, and we got to know about it because we know each other and everything. And then early in February, he started showing interest in getting to know me outside of the office. And because I've worked with him for many years, I sort of understand his personality or some of his character traits within our work environment, which I really like. He's a good leader. He's very strong. He's confident. He's handsome. He's clean. He takes good care of his kids. And I like that in him. But the fact that he was so nonchalant about this past 2 days, I really feel like I don't need that. So can you please advise me, is this normal for a man to do that, or am I being paranoid?
Okay, how long have y'all been talking or dating?
Yes, we've been talking since early February-ish. And then I think about 3 weeks ago, that's when I started to be really gravitating towards him. I started now moving it up a notch, sending him good morning, handsome, telling him during the day, I miss you. And maybe in the evening, I would tell him, good night, I'll see you. And then our first official date was supposed to be this coming weekend because this past weekend, I was busy. I had a birthday celebration of a family. So I told him, can we just move it to first week of April? That would have been our first official romantic outing after he pursued me from early February.
Okay, so y'all were supposed to go on a date last weekend, but you had to move that because you had a family celebration. And that weekend, he didn't talk to you at all?
No, he did not.
Okay.
I phoned him, I called him on Friday around 4 p.m. And then I was just checking on him and I asked him, what are you busy with? And then he said to me, he's at a soccer practice. He plays soccer. He's at a soccer practice. I said, like, awesome. Okay, so you will hit me up when you get home. And then he said to me, I'll be home around 7-ish. I said, okay, perfect. But because I know he's a person who will want to go for a beer or two, when he didn't contact me on Friday night, honestly, I was not upset about it. I just thought to myself, maybe him and his friends, they decided to do an outing after soccer playing. And then I expected that at least on Saturday morning, he would have gotten back to me, but he did not. And Sunday night, Saturday evening, nothing from him. And then yesterday around 11:30, I get a WhatsApp from him. Hey, baby, I was just checking on you. And I didn't respond to that WhatsApp. I only responded back around 7 p.m. in the evening to say, where have you been for the past 2 days? And then he sent me a voice note to say, no, I was giving you space because you told me you're going to a family thing. So I wanted you to enjoy, but I've been around. I was around. And I was like, I just said, okay. I didn't give him like a whole lot of talk. And then earlier today, he WhatsApped me and said he wants to see me. He knows where I stay. I don't know where he stays. He wants to come and see me so we can talk. And I asked him, what do you want to talk about? He says, no, I can sense that you are upset. And then I said, no, I'm not upset. But if you want to talk about something, just tell me, what is it about? He said, I feel like you are a bit distant. Since our conversation last night, you are a bit distant. Of course, I'm a bit distant because I cannot believe that our thing is still brand new, and already you are showing me some signs of inconsistency, and which is one of my insecurities when it comes to dating.
Yeah,
I
okay,
don't
right there,
like a
right
man who's
there,
not
right
consistent.
there, right there is a problem. It is your insecurity. He had a very real reason not to reach out to you, which is because you told him you had plans that weekend, right? You're the one displaying the problem here because you are overreacting to this emotionally, which can effectively push him away, right? If you're telling me that y'all been talking for weeks and he's consistently talked to you for weeks, and the one time he doesn't talk to you is when you told him you had plans. This would be different if there was no plans or anything and he just randomly didn't talk to you. You have been talking to him consistently for weeks, right? And then you told him that you had plans on this weekend, and then he just probably was trying to be considerate and not reach out to you because of that, right? So this is 100% insecurity. One is it's 100% insecurity. Um, Especially considering that he's saying that like he wants to reach you. He reaches out to you after the weekend passes, saying that he wants to see you. There's no evidence to suggest anything on the contrary, right? Like, I'm the type of person, if you tell me you have plans, I'm going to not talk to you because you said you had plans. And I want you to enjoy whatever it is you're talking about, right? So you have to look at every single data point here. You can't just look at the fact that, because there's other women in the chat looking at this the exact same way you are. They have the same insecurity. They don't know it. If this was a situation where there was no plans made and he just randomly stopped talking to you, yeah, I would be like, well, there's something weird going on there, right? But for a man who's talked to you consistently for 3 weeks, and then you told him, hey, we can't see each other this weekend because I want to be with family, okay. And then he doesn't talk to you for those specific days. And then once those specific days pass, he immediately reaches back out. Boom. That makes sense to me. That makes perfect sense to me, right? So it's like what I try to tell people is, and Sky has to be blocked, right? Because she's annoying. I can tell you're single and unhappy. What I tell people is you want to look for a pattern of behavior. A one-off situation is not a pattern. A pattern has not been prescribed. What you do is you start to assume the worst case scenario. And that's what makes people get in bad situations. They'll see a one-off situation, they'll project a past situation where they actually were being manipulated, where the person was actually uh, playing games, and then they'll assume this situation is the same when the variables are completely different. So yes, if this was a pattern of behavior that you established, where it's like, okay, he's done this multiple times, now we've established a pattern. Now there may be something there. But when you tell me he's going 3 weeks talking to you daily, and the only time he hasn't talked to you is when you told him you were going to be busy, that's not a problem, love. That is not a problem at all.
Okay, I hear you. All right, so you reckon I should give him a chance and just study the pattern?
Exactly. When you people who have character traits, character flaws, it's going to be a pattern. If someone's going to lie to you, they're going to lie to you multiple times. If someone's going to play games, they're going to play games multiple times. Unless they're doing something that's egregious. So like if they're doing something that I always tell women to have like non-negotiables, right? So specific behaviors that if you see them one time, you get going, right? But they need to be like real problems. So an example of that would be lying. An example of that would be being extremely lustful, where they start sending you like unsolicited pictures, right? Those are non-negotiables where you can just leave at the first offense. If someone is displaying a behavior that's not a non-negotiable, let a pattern emerge first, right? Give a bit of grace in those situations, because he may be looking at your behavior as a red flag. Or like, yo, I was trying to be considerate. Like, really think about that from that perspective. I was trying to be considerate to her and let her spend time with her family because she told me she would be busy, and now she's mad at me. Like she's being distant. She's causing a problem. And this is new. The same way you said this is new, he's probably thinking this is new. This is a new connection, and she's already overreacting on me trying to give like her space to spend time with her family. So he may be thinking that you're the problem.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Yeah, I'm willing to unlearn what I know or what my perception is about these types of men, if I may put it that way. But I mean it in the lightest way possible. The only thing is with regards to communication and consistency, we did have a lengthy discussion around it. He told me his deal breakers, and I told him mine. And one of them was, I don't want someone who's inconsistent. And also, when it comes to communication, I gave him, I think, free pass to call me whenever, even at 2 a.m. He can call if he wants. I told him I'm free to talk to you whenever. And yeah, so I think maybe because of that as well, I couldn't understand what space is he giving me, because I don't need the space
But
to be with my family.
that's vague, and I also wouldn't tell people that you can call them whatever. But that just makes you just entirely too available, and it creates the vibe like your whole life is orienting around the person that you're dating. I wouldn't advise you to do that as a woman, right? You should have your own life going on to where you should, actually be too busy to talk, right?
How
So
Can I ask a question before I drop off? How long is too much of a period to not talk to your significant other or someone you're interested in? In my case, for example, it was 2 days. So according to you or your perception, how would you go
that's
2 days
that's
without
not
even
the
saying hi
that's
to
not the
one
that's not the real
eventually?
that's not the real problem here, right? The solution is not like, okay, how many days? Here's the problem. You're likely someone who is anxiously attached, essentially a fear of abandonment. You don't want to talk to a person. You don't want to talk to someone you're romantically interested in because you want to talk to them every day. You want to talk to them because talking to them symbolically represents that they are still in the connection and still interested in you. The moment you're not talking to them, you start to think of worst case scenarios like the person doesn't really want you for real, that they're not serious about you, that they're not in the connection. That's the problem. When you go a day without talking to somebody, or they don't respond as quickly as you would like, your brain starts filling in the gap as to why they're not, and that they potentially are going to abandon you, right? It creates anxiety in you. And the only way for that anxiety to go away from your perspective is for that person to reach out, right? That is the core problem here. It is not that you went 2 days without talking to somebody, it is the fact that you are looking at engaging them on the phone as a representation of how strongly they feel about you. And that's just not true, right? People who are anxiously attached make how they feel the other person's responsibility, right? Avoidantly attached people abandon and they create problems. Anxiously attached people are they make how they feel, that anxiety that they feel, the other person's responsibility. So essentially, you're like, I feel anxious, now you deal with it, right? I feel anxious, now it's your responsibility to reach out to me so I don't feel this way. That creates too much pressure for the person that you're with. Anxious people also make the person they're romantically seeing their entire world, right? So if you're seeing a man, you're making that man your entire world. So if things do tend to not go your way, it feels like your entire world has left you. So it puts you in a very vulnerable position. That is the core problem here. It is not that he gave you space for 2 days. It is that you can't handle someone giving you space for 2 days without you spiraling. That's what would need to be rectified, right? Because if it wasn't this situation, it would have just been another.
Understand. Thank you so much.
No problem,
Really
beloved.
appreciate it.
Absolutely. I wish you the best, though, okay?
Thank you. Wish you the best as well.
All right. Bye. We got feisty in the comments early. People like, don't listen to him, girl. Y'all don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's why y'all are miserable.
You,
What's going on, big dog?
how you doing, my guy?
Good, good. What can I do for you?
Do I have a story for you? I just want to ask you if I handled the situation correctly, right?
Talk to me.
Okay, so what happened was there's like a girl. She was my best friend. We've known each other for what, like 5+ years, right? So then along this year is where things started to get a little bit more. There was a little bit more tension, right? Where it's like there's potential for a relationship or something to go on between us, right? Until she told me there's like we met up for her birthday and whatnot. I got her birthday present and whatnot, and like we chilled for a bit, and like she's very physical with me, like more than anyone else. Or maybe that's the way it seems to me, right?
Okay.
So I'm like, she tells me like a day after her birthday that she's moving to a different city in like a week. So in my head, it's like I'm feeling some sort of way about this girl, and it's like I don't know what to do about it. So I think I should just tell her how I feel and see if she reciprocates the same feeling, right?
Tell her how you
So
feel,
on
huh?
Saturday,
Go ahead.
pardon?
Keep going. I thought you were done.
So
Keep
on
going.
Saturday, I went and saw her. We talked, had everything, and then we're in my car, right? And then we were talking. And then I told her I have something to tell you, and I told her, look, I've been feeling some kind of way towards you, and I like the way it's going, but I just want to know if you want to give us a shot, because I think if you trust me, if we give it a shot, it will go very well. And then she's like, I need to think about it. Then I just got out of the car for a bit because I needed some air, and then we went inside the house, and then we talked. She's like, I need to think about it. I told her, look, it's either now or never, because you're moving in a week, and I'm just curious to know how you feel about me. She's like, look, I've learned to love you a lot, like more than I love anyone else, but I can't love you the way you want me to love you. So I told her, look, if you can love me, I'm not saying you need to love me the way I want you to love me. I'm just saying that if you feel the same way. Then she's like, I don't, whatnot. I'm just like, okay. So that's it then. Because I had somewhere else to be, because in my head, in my mindset was basically, look, if she says she doesn't feel the same way, I've already got like everything, the winter arc type of thing situation already starting, right? If she says yes, it's going to be one of the best 7 days we're going to have together, right? So what happened was, she told me she doesn't feel the same way, so I told her, so that's it then. And then I got up, I was leaving to go to my homie's place because we had plans. At the moment I got up, she came up, she hugged me, and she escorted me to my car, right?
Right.
And she's being like extra physical, but I know there's something there. Maybe she's just scared or something like that. So I told her, look, I'm done trying to get you. I'm done with everything. Because I can't keep on doing it, because it's mentally frying me. And I can't just keep on waiting on one person. I can't be your backup plan or your second choice.
Right.
So then I left, and then on the way to my friend's place, I was in the car, I was driving. She calls me, she's like, drive safe, just go home, trust me, you're not fine. I told her, look, I'm perfectly fine. I'm just going to my homie's place, we're just gonna have dinner and whatnot, have a good time. And then from that point on, she hasn't texted till today, and I haven't texted her back. So how do you think I handled it?
Okay, I got to get a few more details because you kind of were all over the place a little bit. So, how long were you dating her?
No, we weren't dating, but like there was a lot of tension, like romantic tension between us. Because every time we're together, she'd get extra physical and whatnot, and then like she'd let me get extra physical also at the same time. But like it wasn't official, if you get what I'm trying to say.
When I say dating, that means like you're going out on dates. So you mean y'all weren't going out on dates?
Oh, okay, yeah, going out like quite a bit, quite consistently.
How long were y'all dating?
I'd say the start of this year.
Okay. So y'all started going
Yeah,
out on dates at the start of this year.
yeah.
Okay. How did you meet her?
In school, like I told you, we've known each other for 5+ years. So, like
Okay.
in school, the first time in school, I saw her and I don't know what it was. I'm just like, I need to have this one.
Okay. So 5+ years. You met her 5 years ago in school.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
How did
we
y'all
tried
start?
something. Pardon?
How did y'all start dating?
Okay, the first time we just started talking consistently, and then we got to like some certain point, and then her family member ruined it for us because her family thought I was on drugs. I don't take drugs. I don't
Okay. Too many
play with
details.
those type
Too
of
many
things.
details. Well, how did y'all start dating?
Um. Okay. I'm not getting your question.
How did
Like,
y'all start going
um.
out on dates? What? How did that happen?
Okay, it started like after school. We would have afternoon classes. We just go get some food and chill on our own and whatnot. So yeah. Then we started going like to different places. She'd come close to my house. There's a restaurant by my house. We'd go have some takeaway, and sometimes like I'd go like the distance. Like she stays really far, so I'd go there. We'd chill by her place, get some coffee and whatnot. You know?
Okay. So, but
Yeah,
these were dates, and that was understood on your end and her end.
yeah.
So she knew she was on a date. Not she was just hanging out with you. Not this was a friendly get together. This was a date, and both of you knew this was a date, right?
Okay. At the start, it was she knew 100% that these were dates.
Okay.
But then coming towards the end, like when we reignited this coming year, like the start of this year, it's like it was also 100% confirmed that it was dates. But then I don't know, she felt some different way. I don't even understand.
How do you know that she knew it was dates at the beginning?
Cause I told her I'm taking you out on a date,
Okay,
and if you're not down with that, I understand.
got you. And that's how y'all started. So you told her you were taking her
Yeah,
out
that's
on a
how we start.
date, and then she agreed, and y'all started going on dates. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And you said y'all dated for how long?
The first time we dated, it wasn't. It was like, if I'm not wrong, close to 6 months. Then like this time is just January to like March. That's it.
Okay, January to March. On these dates, did you ever like physically escalate? Like, did y'all kiss, anything like that?
We got close, but they kept on coming interruptions. It's either her dad or something like that is calling her to go home or something along the lines. Cause like it was a messy situation. How do I put this? It's like we're both under our parents, but like the parents are very strict on both ends.
So, how long were your dates typically?
I'd say 2 hours.
And you couldn't make a move in 2 hours?
No, okay, I did. I made advances, but like at certain points in time, like they were in very secluded places. They were like public places, and she's quite socially awkward.
Okay, okay. How old are you two?
I'm nine. We're both the same age. We're both 19.
Okay, this makes a lot more sense. Y'all both are 19. Okay. And you try to, okay, here's the big mistake that you made.
Yeah,
You have to convey your romantic feelings and how you feel about the woman through action. You understand?
yeah,
So that would be you escalating. That would be you kissing her or something like that, right? You don't have to full blown sleep with her if y'all have any kind of religious convictions or anything like that. But there needs to be some degree of escalation that shows that you have romantic interest. What you did was you dated her for a long time. You never made any moves, and then you verbally expressed your feelings.
yeah,
That does
yeah.
not that does not work. That does
I
not
get you.
that does not work. No.
Okay, so do you think by me not like talking to her, like I've officially cut her off because we had pictures together and whatnot. Like I've deleted everything. Like everything's done. I haven't blocked her because I feel like blocking her is childish. I just deleted the chat. And the number is still there. I just deleted the chat and like kept it aside. I'm just gonna focus on different things right now.
Okay, I mean that's fine, but like I said, the mistake that you made is just not escalating. Like when you don't escalate with women, especially if this is not like a courtship, like religious context, if this is like a worldly way of dating, if you don't escalate in any way, they'll just assume that you're not interested in them, and then they make the decision for you a lot of the times. So okay, well he's not really making a move, so I guess he's not interested. So I guess I'm not interested. You know what I mean? And then you profess your feelings, but now she's already categorized you as someone who's not interested, and now reacted to that by her not being interested, which you verbally professing your feelings is not going to that's not going to do anything, right? So because you didn't escalate, she likely was losing attraction for you over time. You understand?
I get you.
Um, and then you kind of forced her hand by being like, it's now or never. Like, put up or shut up time. Either you're with me and we are going to do this for real or nothing, right? And she's like, well, I don't feel that
but
strongly
like,
about you,
I
so.
feel like that move depended on the way, like, how her personality is. Because she's childish, but when it comes to certain serious topics, she's there.
I don't get what
Because,
you're
like, she
saying.
takes a lot of things as a joke. So, yeah.
Yeah, but like it still was just all the wrong move. All of it was the wrong move, right?
Yeah.
So moving
Okay, what
forward,
advice would you give me for, like, future situations?
you need to escalate. That's the only advice I would give you in this situation. That was the core mistake that you made.
100%. I get you. I
Yeah,
get you.
you need to escalate. Don't you're not escalating because you're afraid of escalating. That's what's happening. It's not because she was socially awkward. It's just you were afraid of doing it, right? So you were afraid of making a move. Okay, I understand. Don't beat yourself up for that. It happens to all of us. You're 19. That's normal. But that's what you would need to do in a situation like this is you need to escalate in some way, shape, or form. Okay? You need to progress things. You need to move things forward. Escalating is just leading. It's leading, right? It's essentially what it is. You're leading the interaction. When you ask for the date, you're leading. When you ask for her number, you're leading. When you escalate, you're leading, right? That's the main point of feedback I would give you here. And not to be, after you've escalated in some way, shape, or form, yeah, you can, be vulnerable and talk about feelings, but that shouldn't come out of nowhere. It should be the verbal expression should um, basically align with the behavior that you're displaying.
Makes sense.
Right? So you were treating her basically like a friend and then professing your feelings, which comes across as incongruent. Okay?
All right. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you for the advice.
No problem, brother. Best of luck to you, all right?
All right.
All right. All right. Hope, what's going on?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm from Germany, so my English is not that good. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Okay, so I have a question because my man broke up with me 2 weeks ago, and I'm not sure about this because his behavior is a lot of different. It's different than in the relationship. So he broke up with me because of some mistakes I did, but in my opinion, it wasn't mistakes why you broke up or reasons why you should break up with your partner. And my question is this normal when I was his first love that he broke up with me and is called like, it seems like he is not interested anymore. He broke up the next day, he was over it. It seems like for me he was cold, distance. I don't know how I should think about this.
Okay.
Is this, I don't know, is this normal that my man acts like this after he broke up with me and I was his first love?
How long did y'all date?
We almost a year.
Okay. So Y'all were in a relationship
Yeah.
for almost a year. How did
Yeah.
y'all meet?
We meet over the internet from a dating app. It was a halal dating app.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how old are you two?
I am 21 and he's 18.
And when he broke up with you, did he give you a reason as to why he was breaking up with you?
Yeah, he said because I did some mistakes. He is really, really strength. I don't know. He's religious, so yeah. He's really. I don't. He's. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this, and he's. He breaks up with me multiple times, 4 times ago. So yeah. Yeah. Because of mistakes. And yeah, it's not a mistake because of cheating or lying. No.
Too much noise, beloved. What you got going on over there?
Hi, how are you?
Evelyn,
How's your
what's
day?
great? How are you?
Good. Okay, so I've been dating this person for 7 months now. We're in a relationship. And when it comes to financial situations, it's always hard to communicate with this person. So I was wondering, what is an effective way to communicate about money? Because it seems to be always an issue about money. Obviously, he's more stable than I. Now I'm just trying to find my way with money, if it makes sense, being financially okay. So when we do plan vacations, etc., I kind of fall short. Like this week, we're going on a cruise to the Bahamas, and obviously, financially, I told him because we've been trying to pull it off for so long that I'm like, whatever. It'll just basically, we'll make things work basically until the vacation. So we just got into argument today about, because I told him, I said, I need to pay rent this week. So I told him, look, I was going to give you $600, but I need to pay rent. And he got bothered. He was mad. He felt some way because he's like, this is always happening when we go on trips. But I'm like, look, I'm communicating with you. And now you're making me feel like I shouldn't communicate nothing when it comes to like my issue financially.
Okay. So the
So I
question
want
is,
to know your thoughts about that.
correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like y'all plan a trip and then y'all come up with some sort of payment plan, right?
Obviously he paid, but I told him I was gonna give him something towards the trip.
And you
So
tell him how much you're going to give him towards the trip.
yes, I was
Okay.
gonna give him 600.
So the problem here is the issue that he's having is you have to pay rent because you have to pay rent every month. So when you say I'm gonna give you 600 and then tell him, hey, I gotta pay rent so I can't pay you. In his mind, it's like you have to pay rent. You know what your bills are. So why does this seem to be a surprise to you?
But he knows that I have to pay rent. That's the thing. And I told him, like, look, I have to pay rent, and then I just give you those funds next week. You know, I don't think it's an issue. But I did tell him I was gonna pay him. Like, I understand, like, word is everything, but things do happen. You know what I'm
But that's the
saying?
thing. You said things do happen. Rent doesn't happen. Rent is something that you have to pay every month.
That's correct.
So there is nothing that happened. It just was you planned this poorly financially.
Yes.
So the problem here is that you are poor with money management. Therefore,
Yes, and I'm trying to work on that.
Okay.
And he knows that.
okay. Well, yeah, I mean, he probably has the issue of like just expecting you to just get it together, but and that's his problem. But yeah, this is a big problem, love. How old are you two?
And then he's like, oh, you know, I can't be in a relationship with a woman who's things always pop up, like happen.
Right.
And I'm like, you know my situation, you know, I'm trying to get my things together.
It's not gonna be day and night. This takes time, you know.
But okay, how old are you? How old are you two?
I'm 35. He's 38.
Okay, beloved, this does not take time. This is just simple arithmetic. This is simple arithmetic. I'm like him. I don't get people who just don't handle simple arithmetic. Like this is not a complicated. This is not like a complicated skill, right? You know, you have a fixed amount of bills you have to pay every month, and you have a job. I'm assuming, so you know how much you're making. That's just simple arithmetic. I have to pay this much. I have this much left over, right? That's just a grown-up skill, and you're in your 30s. So he's right. He can't be with someone who's going to manage money like that because when you marry somebody, y'all are going to have to be on the same page financially, and you're showing that you don't have the simple money management skill. We're not even talking about like investing and stuff like that. We're talking about I know what bills I have and I have the funds available to pay those bills. And if I don't have the funds available to pay those bills, I need to either make more money or I have to sacrifice the things I'm spending money on. The last thing you should be even thinking about if you are having trouble paying rent is going on a vacation.
Makes sense.
Okay?
Yes.
All right, love. Best luck to you, all right?
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. King, what's going on, man?
What's going on, bro? You get me?
Yes, sir.
So I just need your advice on the situation. So I've been talking to this woman that I've known for seemed like 14, 15 years since high school, and we kind of went our separate ways or whatever, and we kind of reconnected. I want to say about 5-6 months ago, and so we was talking or whatever, and we just recently went on a trip, like two weeks ago, and I guess you on a trip posting, but like he ain't really posting. Y'all not really posting each other, but like you posted like you at so and so beach, and on her story like she posting at so and so beach. You know what I'm saying? So some people connect the dots that y'all together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I guess like after that, I want to say like a week or so ago, there was like women from my past like reaching out to her that I was like talking to. I want to say prior to us reconnecting and kind of during, but eventually like those women fell off, and I wasn't really like dealing with them like that no more. And I was just kind of like, you know what I mean? We can focus on the woman that I'm talking to. And it's like they reaching out to her about, you know what I mean, X amount, like whatever. Like, he was talking to me, he was, you know what I mean? And I was just like wanting to advice on how to maneuver through this kind of situation, because I'm just like, well, I mean, yeah, it's these women from my past, and I'm trying to figure out why they like reaching out to her. Like, I wasn't in a relationship with y'all, you get what I'm saying? And I want to say, I think it's because I done took her on a trip, and they probably wanted more from me that they didn't get, because I didn't really do nothing for them, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to like how to maneuver, because I guess she said she was kind of overthinking because of like the information that they brought to her about me, just me dealing with them, and she was like, she just was kind of overthinking it a bit, and she was kind of in her head. So I was just like, I just wanted your advice on this situation.
Gotcha. Okay. How long have you been dating the current woman?
Say it again?
How long have you been dating the current woman?
I want to say, like, we've been consistently, like, for the past 4 months, I would say.
Okay, 4 months. And these other two women who messaged her, how long ago did you end things with them?
I want to say, like, I mean, it's kind of weird, because, I mean, I was communicating with her, because, like, I'm a church out, so I'd be gone. So it's like, I was communicating with them, I want to say, like, 5 months ago. Because I don't really come home that much, so it's like, it's more of a communication thing, that I was kind of, like, talking to them. But I eventually cut that off. So I'm just trying to, like, Oh, that it was about like 5 months ago.
When you say you cut it off, when did you cut it off?
Like I want to say like about 5 months ago.
You
Like once me and the current woman like started moving forward, I backed away from those women. You know what I'm saying?
so you cut things off with both of them 5 months ago.
Yeah.
And how did you cut things off with them?
I mean, I just stopped communicating with them. I didn't really like give a. You know what I
That's
mean? This is what I got going on right now. You know what I'm saying? I just stopped talking to them.
yeah, that's the problem,
I got you.
right? You just stopped talking to them, so you ghosted them. So they probably were like, "Oh, you're still engaging them." Then you immediately stop talking. You start dating Shorty, and they feel some type of way about it, right?
I got you.
Right. Yeah. So that's the mistake that you made here. You gotta end things with people like for real. You know what I mean? Shoot off a simple text. That's it. That's all it takes. A simple text. Shoot it off. Now there's clarity on both ends that we are no longer dealing with each other in any type of way. Right. I'm assuming you slept with both of these women as well, right?
Say it again?
I'm assuming you slept with both of these women as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, like when you do stuff like that, like there's no need to ghost, right? Like if it's like a one, I don't really. Only time I understand ghosting is like if someone's just disrespecting you, and it's like, all right. But if you were being intimate with somebody, man, like that's can't ghost after that. There needs to be like a real ending to it. All right. So how is your current lady feeling about this? Is she kind of taking a step back, or how is she handling the situation?
Well, this week, like I could, you know what I mean, when you're on FaceTime and stuff, I could tell, you know what I mean, you can tell somebody energy is kind of like off, so I was just trying to figure out like what's wrong. And she basically told me like, she was like kind of like overthinking things from the information that these women brought to her. And like one woman, I mean, I just, like I said, I won't lie, so I be blunt, I come clean, whatever you want to know, I'm going to tell you. And I told her about one situation, like, this is what it was, but like, I stopped dealing with them once we started back being intimate, if you get what I'm saying? So it's like, but that's basically what she was saying, like, she just was kind of like overthinking things, and she said that she going to talk today about the things that's been on her mind. So I'm just like, okay, cool, yeah, we can do that. But I was just, I don't know, I get what you're saying though. Like I should have like actually put an end to it the correct way.
Right.
But in my mind, I just was kind of like, I'm not in a relationship with y'all, and like I be going on the road. I don't really know what y'all doing. If y'all dealing with other men, so it's like it was just kind of like one of those things. I was just like, I didn't feel like I owed you an explanation. I just, you know what I mean? I just went my way. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I take heed to that.
Right. So what were these women telling her? Were they just saying that you were talking to them, or did they like say more?
Yeah, they basically saying like, oh, he was talking to, he basically was talking to us the same way, and I told her like, that's really not that true, cause I ain't take y'all on no dates. I didn't help like take nothing off y'all's shoulders, and I don't want to sound like an asshole. I was just like, you know what I mean? But that's just the truth. I wasn't really doing nothing for y'all, but we was doing what we was doing. So I'm just like, that's not true. I mean, you know, it may have sounded good, but like I wasn't really doing nothing for y'all to even assume that I'm dealing with her the same way, because that's just not the case at all. But I understand, like, I guess I understand like where they coming from, but I don't know. It's still kind of.
I got you. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's up in the air now, bro. Because now it's not like just a one-off situation. Like there's multiple women coming to your lady currently, and if she is wise, she's going to take heed to that. You know what I mean? She's going to say, okay, well, this is multiple women coming telling me about this, and he's confirmed. So it definitely might hurt your positioning in this situation. But like I said, man, the core mistake here was not ending things officially. I understand your logic behind it, but the logic is really just a justification. It's uncomfortable to end things. That's all it is. It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to shoot that text off like, hey, enjoyed you, but I'm actually going to keep it moving, right? It's uncomfortable, so a lot of people are like, well, I'm just not going to say anything, and they'll get the hint. It's best to just go ahead and do the uncomfortable thing so that you don't create this future problem for yourself. Maz, what are we doing?
Nah, I got you. So,
All right, big dog. Well, best luck to you, Chief. Maz, can we get the visual fixed? Don't know how this happened. Appreciate you. Okay. Asia?
Yes. Hi, how are you doing today?
Great, how are you?
Good. So I got your advice a while back about this guy I've been seeing for about 3 months now.
Mhm.
So I finally had the conversation with him of, what are you looking for out of this? And I kept it very cool. We were, joking around. That's typically like our everyday conversation, just like banter, updates. He's a truck driver, so he stays pretty busy throughout the day.
Mhm.
So I was just letting him know, it's been really refreshing spending the past few weeks with you. But I've never had a direct conversation of what you were looking for out of this. And he said, I'm just going with the flow. I'm focused on my career and my son right now. And I said, okay, I understand. And that's what he was pretty much giving off. He's very intentional. Like, he makes sure he carves at least 2 to 3 times out of the week to see me. We've gone on dates. We spent Valentine's Day together. We work out together. We're spending intimate time together every week. So, and each time I'm with him, I'm like, okay, it feels like he likes me. Feels like this could go somewhere, but I never confirmed. So we have this conversation, and he asked me, where am I? What am I looking for? And I said, I of course am focused on my son and my career as well. However, I'm not closed off to anything. I am open to all possibilities, but more so just focused on having fun whenever my schedule allows, because I'm a single parent and he's a single parent as well. So that we had that conversation. That was 2 weeks ago. He did not ask to see me this week or last week. And our communication is starting to fade. And my intuition is making me feel like he's not that into me. He still texts me every day, but we're not really talking about nothing. And we're not making any plans to see each other anymore.
Okay.
So I'm just not sure how I should, I thought about not texting him today. But I'm just like, I don't want to go about this immaturely, but I can pretty much pick up what he's putting down. Like, he's not really that interested in me anymore. But because it's so abrupt, it's been bothering me.
Okay. And how long? So what's your question here, actually?
How should I go about communicating with him now that we've had this conversation? He stopped initiating plans, but he's still talking to me every day.
Okay. How long have y'all been dating?
For 3 months.
3 months. How'd y'all meet?
Online on Hinge.
Tell y'all about them dating apps, man. It's them dating apps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 3 months on Hinge, both single parents. Never really discussed. Like, on Hinge, what does it say he's looking for? And what does it say you're looking for?
So, funny thing, shortly after we met, I was already I'm very iffy about the apps, but shortly after we met, I went back on Hinge so I could check that he unmatched me. So he either unmatched me or deleted his profile, whatever. Either way, I can no longer see him. But then we continued to date for 2 months after that. So it was like, oh, okay, well.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of got to look at that kind of stuff before you match, right? It's like, did you just see his picture and just match him off that? You didn't read anything?
Yeah, I did, but I don't remember I only typically match with people that have open to long-term relationship or looking for long-term relationship. So I didn't know if his said looking for short-term, open to long, or vice versa.
Well, never,
I didn't remember.
never match with someone who's open to long-term relationship.
Okay.
Don't do that. It needs to be looking for it. Even that you gotta take with a grain of salt, right? Okay. So, I'm assuming y'all been intimate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's pretty much. I mean, the writing's on the wall. To be honest with you, he doesn't want a relationship with you. That doesn't mean he's avoiding or anything. It just means he does not want a relationship with you, right?
Yeah.
That's why, like, I always tell ladies, if a guy is emotionally available, has the capacity, and likes you to a high degree, within 3 months, you're gonna see some sort of movement. Cause he's not gonna want you to be available like that. Especially on the dating app where he knows you're likely talking to other people, right? He's gonna want to lock that down. So 3 months pass, and he hasn't even made things exclusive. Nope.
Okay. Well, should I ghost him? Like, should I just let it fizzle out? Because, like I said, he's still texting me every day, and I'm just having conversation with him. But
I would just end it because it seems like y'all aren't on the same page. He's texting you to keep access with you because I'm sure he wants to continue sleeping with you. But he doesn't want the commitment aspect. So, ghost? No, I don't think anyone should ghost anybody unless it's like disrespect. Just let them know you aren't on the same page, and you wish them the best, and you move on. That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem, love. You have a good one.
Me too.
Whoa, a lot of people in the queue. Okay. All right. Let Shorty up. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
Great, thank you. I just wanted to ask, what does it mean if a man wants to make me feel jealous? And yeah, what's the meaning behind that?
Why do you feel like he's trying to make you feel jealous?
For example, while we were like in dating stage, and he would ask me to go out for movies, and if I declined that, he would message me, it's fine, I went with my friend who is a girl. So it's like a friend, he has like friends who are girls, and he would always like mention that, like really highlight.
Gotcha.
That's just an example.
So he tends to bring this up if like you cancel a date or something like that?
Sorry, what?
He tends to bring up other women if you cancel a date or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's just him trying to show you that you're missing out and that he has options. So if you don't get it together, then there's just another woman around. It's a way to kind of make you want to desire him more. That's all.
Okay. That's all.
Yeah. So like, I mean, you feel free to end things with him because of it, but like that's why he's doing it.
Yeah. Okay. Does it make him kind of insecure? Or is he like in a really hurry to be with someone in a relationship?
No, I don't think, I mean, it could mean that they're insecure, but it sounds like it's just a manipulative strategy to make you want him more, right?
Yeah, but what if I see those manipulations, like even smallest ones? It's kind of a turn off for me.
Okay. Well, then you should not date him anymore. Then, if it bothers you, then just end things.
Yeah, I find it just very stupid to just then pretend like I don't see it.
Okay.
It's a valid reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you.
No problem, love. You have a good one. Right. TikToker. Oh, my bad, love. Unmute yourself again.
Okay, sorry for that.
How you doing?
Great, how are you? Thank you. I've been listening, and thank you for your mature and on point advices. It's so
Appreciate
sweet to listen to the young ones. I'm more on the mature side.
Nice.
I've had 10 years relationship with the father of my child who is a narcissistic,
Okay.
and I've healed from that, still on the journey of completely healing from that. And I would like to have some of your advice if I could date, because I completely shut down when I see little flags here and there. And I don't even know which one is a true flag or not true flag anymore. I see flags anyways. And if you have any advice about, to be open for dates.
So you're cutting people off when you see any red flag?
Absolutely.
Give me
Right away.
give me a few examples.
Friendly. In a friendly manner, but I say thank you.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
Give me an example of the last time this happened.
When did it actually? Don't laugh. Last time I dated is back 2 years. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm very happy where I am, but I know I don't want to finish my life alone. So whenever I am kind of available again, I see the red flags. So the last time I did, a genuine date is 2 years back. I mean, they're not even eligible for dating. You know what I mean? Right away, it's like, okay, we're just basically friends. It's okay, don't even.
Okay. So what
Go
was
there.
what was the red flag that you?
Oh, so the last time the red flag was, oh yeah, basically I'm an open book, so I like to talk about previous relationships, and the two previous men I met, they have this when they talk to me about their relationship, it looks like the fault is only on their ex. They don't genuinely talk to me about what and when they went wrong, and that's what I really am looking for. And basically the stories, they become too fiction, they don't sound real, neither logic. So I just assume that I'm on my journey of healing, and I know that when I heal completely, I will attract the right man. But for now, even the stories they tell me about their relationships, when it doesn't make sense, it's a red flag for me. I don't know, maybe I'm too hasty.
When you say it doesn't make sense, give me an example of it not making sense.
So the last person I met, for example, he told me he was so invested in his relationship, and his wife had to go through lots of high-level studies. She's a surgeon. She's a surgeon now, a medical surgeon, and he invested so much into his children, into managing the house, and it literally like he had a sort of a burnout from that. And then I asked him, okay, maybe you were too invested, the time and the financial aspect of it. He had to manage everything. But I asked him, if you had more attention from your wife, would you have felt that, over invested? Would you have felt that it was a exchange? He couldn't reply to that. So I didn't understand why, and why would he get a burnout from being invested in his family, being invested with his relationship with his wife. Why would you be burned out? I mean, if there is a give and take. So I really didn't understand. I was like, well, if she was supportive, would you have felt that way? He couldn't respond. So that's already a flag for me, because I mean, why would, if you're invested, if you're in love, you wouldn't calculate all that, would you?
Okay, so when you said he couldn't respond, he literally didn't answer the question.
No, he couldn't respond.
And then what happened? Y'all just talked about something else.
Yeah, we just continued about talking about something else. He tried to show some interest in me, and I said, no, let's not go there. Let's just keep it how it is. Because his story didn't sound logic to me.
Okay.
Anyways.
The problem is you're looking for something wrong, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you even described I'm gonna hold the mirror up to you real quick. You even described a situation where it was like, okay, these people just blamed the people that they were with and they didn't say anything wrong with themselves. But when you opened up this call, you opened up by saying that your ex was a narcissist. You didn't say my ex was a narcissist, but I also contributed negatively to the dynamic in this way. You just said my ex was a narcissist and you moved on. So you did the exact same thing you're saying they're doing, right? So you got to hold yourself to the same standard that you hold other people to. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, with that, you are looking for something. I believe you when you say that's the case, though, right? So, because if that was the case, you were married to somebody like that, you probably are trying to avoid pain.
Yeah.
And that's very understandable. I get it. Okay? But the way that you are navigating this terrain pretty much guarantees you're not going to find what you're looking for. Okay? So the question is, can we avoid unnecessary pain, but also be open enough to connect with people? Sure, you can, right? You have to switch your thought process. So here's how you would switch it. First thing is you're trying to vet for compatibility on the first date. Don't do that, okay? First date is about vibing. The first date is answering the question, do we vibe? So you want to look for whether or not you have chemistry with this person, okay? Chemistry comes first, compatibility comes second in the sequence of events, right? First question, do we have chemistry? Do we vibe? Do I like this person? Okay, given that we vibe and I like this person, are our lifestyles congruent? Like, could we actually work, right? You're coming out the gate like, can we actually work? And you're not even giving them the opportunity to even see if like we vibe, if you're having a good time with the person. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is you want to avoid running anytime you see a red flag. Instead, you have to discern when you should get out of there and when you should give grace. And the way that you do that is simple. Make a list of your non-negotiables. Realistic non-negotiables, and it shouldn't be some long list either. Maybe 5 things. Example, for me, one of my non-negotiables is lying. If you lie to me once, I will leave you alone. Because lying is it's a character trait, right? Somebody lies to you, then they probably lie a lot, right? So when I see you're lying to me, I immediately exit stage left, okay? So for you, make your non-negotiables. If somebody is displaying behavior that is on your non-negotiable list, then you can end things immediately. If they're displaying behavior that's not on your non-negotiable list, there's probably an opportunity to give a bit of grace, right? Because we're people and people are flawed. Everyone's going to have red flags. So you're essentially approaching this like, okay, the moment I notice a fault that you have, I'm going to leave you alone. But if you're going to leave over any fault, then you're just going to avoid any romantic connection because everyone has faults. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And thank you. I will focus on the list. I'll do my list. Because like you said, if I don't limit my list, it can go on and on, right?
Right. So I would say like 5 things max.
Yeah.
Right. 5 things max. So think real hard about like what are like the 5 things where it's like, and then also on the first date, you don't have to go in so much detail about people's past because you said something else that's key. You said you're an open book. Don't be an open book because that's probably part of the reason why you had the narcissistic ex, right? Because narcissists love people who don't have boundaries. When you say you're an open book, you're saying that you don't have very strong boundaries. You're just giving people access to any and everything with you. If you have boundaries, you will naturally repel narcissists because they hate people who have boundaries. They don't like hearing no. If you're someone who's firm on your no, they'll leave you alone to find another victim, right? So
100%.
being an open book is downstream of not having firm boundaries. Therefore, part of your growth is going to be having strong boundaries. You said that you wanted to heal. You've been alone long enough to handle like that version of healing. Your next level of healing is being able to heal within a romantic connection with somebody else. Okay?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
No
Thank you
problem,
so
love.
much.
Best luck to you, all right?
Thank you.
Uh-huh. See, it's good advice today, right? It's a shame I had to block Shorty at the beginning. She probably could have benefited from this. But that's what happens. You talk crazy in the chat like I ain't gonna see it. All right, who we got next? Let you up if she's still here. A lot of women in the queue. That's all good. Is Shorty here? Okay, I think she dropped. Let's let Esther up if she's still here. Hello. Esther, are you there? Oh, she's out. You hear her snoring? She was out like a light.
Hello?
Hold on 1 second, love. I got a couple of people in front of you, all right? Monet? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Good, good. What can I do for you?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Your music's kind of high, love. Can you turn the music down? All right.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. What can I do for you?
Okay, so I guess I'm just trying to like figure out how to approach the dating scene after being absent from it for so long, like 10 years actually.
Okay.
I've been absent from it and I really don't know how to approach different situations. I get a little anxious or like nervous. Like what would be the best advice to just approaching a guy? I mean, I know they say do it with confidence, but I don't know. It's just difficult.
Okay. So why have you been out of the dating game for 10 years?
Okay, so honestly, I just got out of incarceration. I
Okay.
did 10 and a half years from 17 to 28. And I know people be like, hey, you need to focus on getting your life together and whatnot. Like 3 days after being out, I got a stable job. Like I have housing. God is good to me, but
Right.
I want a relationship.
Okay.
So,
Okay. And how can you approach it? So you haven't tried anything so far?
yeah, I mean, simple conversation, but like it's as soon as I feel like the ice is being broken and something could potentially be pursued, I kind of fall back out of like nerves, I guess.
So you get kind of anxious once things become real?
Yeah.
Okay. The last time that happened, describe that situation for me.
I was riding the public transportation. I met a bus driver, a firm believer, a great personality, and asked to take me out to breakfast. And I could tell that the person was literally on his grown man and wanted something genuine. And once it was time to go on the date, I was like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna take a minute. I need a minute.
Okay. Okay. So, I mean, that would be what needs to be resolved, right? You're essentially saying it's just fear, you know? And the only way to deal with fear is to be exposed to it.
Right.
So there's no magical solution that I can give you. You just kind of have to maybe promise yourself that like you're going to at least go on one date and stair step it. So micro dose fear. What I mean by that is like you're not trying to go from like being afraid to getting into a relationship, right? Maybe a step is you just going further than you've gone thus far. So maybe so far what you've done is you can have a conversation with someone, you can even exchange numbers, but then once the date comes up, you get afraid and you back out. Maybe say, okay, instead of doing that, I'm gonna go on at least one date,
Right.
right? If and after one date, if I want to end it, I'll end it, right? But I'm gonna go on at least one date. I'm at least going to entertain this once, right? Because then when you go on that one date and you see that things don't go bad, you'll teach your nervous system the lesson that you're actually safe in this situation.
Right.
Then after that first date, you may decide to keep seeing the person, or you may decide that it was too much for you, too stimulating, and you end it. And then when you do it again, then maybe you say, okay, next time I'll do at least 2 dates, right? And that's how I would advise approaching it, just so you can start leaning in when you start feeling those nerves instead of like leaning out of the connection. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure. That's great. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so try that out.
Thank you for the advice.
Absolutely, love. Congrats for getting out. Definitely let me know how it goes. So follow up with me after you try it, all right?
Yes, absolutely. I will.
All right, dear. You take care.
All right. Have a great day.
You too. All right. Parnami,
Hi.
how you doing?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I had a question. I've been dating my boyfriend for 4 months now, and we've been official for 2 months. And ever since the start, like, he's someone who's been, not at the very start, but he's someone who's been very, like, poor in terms of communication. Like, he's not a big texter, and he's not great at initiating calls. But he's always said that that's been his problem. And at least in the beginning, it was, I think, he was trying a lot harder. And in the last few weeks, unfortunately, he's had to travel. And we've been long distance. And it's made it a little harder because at least when we were in the same city, we'd see each other, like twice a week. And then it could kind of make up for the fact that we weren't texting as much or talking as much. But now it's harder because I don't get to see him, and I feel like I put in more effort. The thing though is I brought it up once, and he recognizes it, and he's not defensive at all. And whenever I do point something out that bothers me, he tries like to acknowledge it and correct it, but I don't want to keep bringing it up. Like, I'm worried I'm criticizing him, and so I don't know if this is something that it's like over time, when you get comfortable in a relationship, you just take a step back, or if it's like, losing interest, if that makes sense.
Okay. So you said that he doesn't really initiate communication like over the phone.
Not really, but if I'm like, oh, let's call, or let's do a video call, he's always down to do it, but it doesn't come from him.
Okay. Has he been that way throughout the entire time y'all dated?
I think in the first month of our relationship, I feel like he definitely put in a lot more effort, because we weren't serious initially, so it was, I think the chase was, he was definitely like on it, but now we're serious, and we've established that we're together, and he's not given me any red flags in terms of like, I don't worry about him being in a different city, but it's just his communication is so poor that he doesn't reply for like 8-9 hours, and it's not what I'm used to.
But when he first started dating you, that wasn't the case. So he would both initiate and respond more quickly?
He would initiate, but he wouldn't respond even in the beginning. However, I feel like his replies would be more enthusiastic in the beginning. Like, he would take a couple of hours. Like, his work schedule also is like, to be fair, in his defense, it's he's very busy. So like, but when he would respond, it would be like with more enthusiasm, with more follow-up questions. Whereas now I feel like, it's more of me doing most of the, like, I feel like I'm leading the conversation.
Okay. And he's currently out of town.
Yeah, he's in a different country for work, and like, he's gonna be there for a couple of more weeks,
and I feel like, and we don't have a set date in which he's gonna be back. And before he left, like there was no indication that we're gonna like end things. Like there's nothing that's giving me like, at least in terms of like a conversation, there's nothing that seems like, oh, we're not gonna pursue this. So I'm not sure.
What does he do for work?
He works in finance.
Okay. And how did y'all meet?
We met on Hinge.
Okay. Okay. How old are you two?
So we're both the same age. We're 27.
Do you know what his longest relationship was?
So that's the thing. He had one other relationship prior to me, and it was for 2 years. And the thing is, when he tells me about his previous relationship, I feel like it was one of those relationships where he would make zero effort, and it kind of like flew by. Like it was fine for her, so he's used to that. Like for him, I know that texting me once a day and like seeing me twice a week, he feels like it's a lot, so like in his previous relationship, he would talk like once every 2 days. He would go like 2-3 weeks without seeing her, and I don't know if it was an issue for her, or if it was, she didn't say it or whatever. So I know he feels like he's making a lot of effort with me, but for me, I do think it's the bare minimum. Like, at least for me, it's important,
Okay.
if we're not in the
Gotcha.
same city
I
for
got
a
you.
while to
So-
feel connected.
So when you brought this up to him, what was his response?
So I think it was like a couple of weeks ago where I was like, I told him it's not about like, it doesn't have to be constant. We don't have to be speaking every single day and like every single minute. But if you're going to be busy, just like let me know you're going to be busy. And, and I also told him that like, listen, if it feels like effort to speak to me, I'm concerned because it's not effort for me to speak to you. And I have like a full-time job too. And, you make like it's concerning because you hear on TikTok and all these people tell you that you make time for who you want to make time for, and if they want to, they will. So I also don't want to be like, because overall he's a really good person, and we have good chemistry, and I enjoy his company.
I got you.
So I don't want to
what
be
was his response, love?
No, that's the thing. He's not very confrontational, and he never gets defensive. He's like, yeah, no, my bad. Like, it's not effort for me, and like, I'm definitely gonna like try to be better. But like, I feel like, should I just give it time to see if he does that? Like, or should I just, no?
He's
What
not.
do you think?
He's not going to. First of all, it's a red flag to me that you don't know when he's coming back. That's fishy to me. Oh, I'm going out of town.
No, it's because okay, to give you context, like we live in Dubai, so it's because of the situation going on at the moment. He had to leave because that's like his work. Everybody had to leave, and you don't know when things are going to open up.
Okay.
So
Okay. So this is just okay. Now that makes more sense. I'm glad you explained. He had another family somewhere, so that makes sense now. But the whole like previous relationship going 2 or so weeks without talking every other day. I don't like it. Doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't communicate that the person has a lot of desire. But ultimately, it's not even, we don't even have to unpack like why or anything like that. The only important thing is this doesn't work for you. This communication style doesn't work for you, right? This is ultimately a compatibility issue. I always tell people, like, assume they're going to be this way for the rest of their lives, the rest of the relationship. Do you still want to be with that person? So I'll ask you, if he was going to communicate with you in this exact same way for the rest of your relationship, would that work for you? Would you want to be with this person?
That's just hard because I feel like it wouldn't. I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't. It would make me grow distant.
Yeah, it would feel like you weren't actually in a relationship.
Exactly.
Right. So, because you're not, right? Like, part of a relationship is actually engaging the other person. To your point, yeah, it shouldn't feel like work. It shouldn't be something he has to set a reminder for. It should be something he actually wants to do. You should want to talk to the woman that you're in a relationship with. this doesn't strike me as someone who even wants a relationship. It's almost like they just want to have a relationship and just slot whatever woman they're dealing with into that category, for whatever reason. So, yeah, love, it doesn't seem like this is going to be a compatible situation. Now, I'm not saying just to go ahead and end things, maybe have a final conversation and see, maybe really convey the importance of this, right? Don't be so nice. Don't be afraid of offending. Because you also say, like, oh, he doesn't defend himself, blah, blah, blah. That's not a good thing either. Because you could be dealing with someone who's conflict avoidant. But conflict avoidance is not a good thing, right? So maybe have one final conversation. Question, why does he not want to talk, right? And if his behavior doesn't change sustainably, right, consistently, then you know that this is just something, he's not going to be able to meet this expectation, and then you must do what you need to do.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you. All right. I think people they come up here and they'll ask questions, and I'll just give you the truth. And you can hear sometimes they don't want to hear that because they're deflated at the end. You can hear the wind is taken out of their sails. I don't want to do that, but I definitely don't want y'all wasting your time either. Okay, Miss Joey, what's going on?
Hello, Coach. I'm okay. How are you also?
I'm great, love. What can I do for you?
Okay, I'm in a relationship with this guy. He's very caring. He's supportive. He communicates. He does everything to make me happy, actually. He's a good guy. But my only problem with him is sometimes when we are having a misunderstanding and I'm trying to communicate to him about how I felt or what the issue was, or I'm trying to explain from my perspective, he doesn't get what I'm saying. He doesn't understand what I'm saying. So I would have to just, okay, it's okay, just keeps like that. Then we just resolve it anyhow, and then we just move on. But he's willing to understand me, but I can see that he's not getting me when I'm trying to communicate about the issue. And it keeps happening always when we have a little misunderstanding. Sometimes the issue can be just little, and I'm trying to explain, but he doesn't get me, and then it escalates. So I don't know. But then aside everything, he's fine, he's good, and all that. But this is the problem. This is the issue that I have with him.
Okay. So he doesn't understand when you try to communicate your perspective. So what issue are y'all having that needs to be communicated about?
Sometimes it can just be a little issue that shouldn't even be an issue. But I'm just trying to explain to him that you did this, you did that, I didn't like it. Our last argument, I sometimes just randomly make a joke. It's a long distance relationship. So it was he missed me and all that. He wants to hug me and all that. And I was like, oh, make sure you don't go and do that to someone's daughter since you've missed me so much. It's a long distance relationship. Make sure you don't get someone's daughter and do that too. Don't do that. So I just said that, and then he laughed. And I was like, anytime I said these kind of things, he laughs. I'm just trying to do. I expect him to say, "Oh, I'm not going to do anything like that." He assures me from time to time. Anytime I say such things, or we have conversations that goes in this line, he laughs. Then I was like, anytime I say these kind of things, you laugh. I don't expect you to laugh. Just say something "Oh, that's not it" or something. So it was just this little issue, and then he was like, so the issue escalated. I was just trying to explain to him. So the issue escalated, and he was like, so what was my intention? Why should I even make such a joke? And I was like, no, I didn't make it. It wasn't a joke. And I was like, okay. So it was first it was
shouldn't he laugh to my jokes? And I was like, no, this wasn't a joke. I was just saying something in passing. I was like, then why would I say something like this? What's my aim? What intention? Like, what intention do I have towards like these things that I say? And I'm like, no, I just didn't get up and then say such a thing. It was a conversation that we're having, and then it just came out from that line. But he was like, I'm having another motive in saying that. Why should I say such a thing? Why should I be saying such things? What's
Okay,
the
hold on,
aim?
hold on, hold on one
What's
second.
my
Hold
aim
on,
and
hold
all
on
that?
1 second, because I am confusion right now. Okay, so what is the issue that you were bringing up, right? What
The
issues
what?
have you? What issues specifically have you brought up to him?
Sometimes they are just random issue. Like maybe I'm explaining something to him. Let's say I'm not well. It can just be just any issue. Just any issue. Like just
Give
any
me give
issue.
me an example of a specific issue.
Okay, let's say I'm not well. Okay, I'm not well. So he called me or something, and I'm telling him that, oh, I'm not well. I'm not well. This that, and because I make time to talk to him, even though I'm not well, I still try to talk to him. I still try to say, look, I'm not well, but because of this relationship, I don't want you to feel like there's no communication or something. So I still try to talk to him. So days that I'm so down, I can't do anything, and he calls and he doesn't reach out to me or something, and then he complains. I'll be like, no, that's not it. It's just that I'm not well. That's why um uh, 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 I'm uh, I'm not well. That's why I've not been able to communicate to you or something. But even though when I'm not fine, I still try
Hold on,
to
love. Hold
talk
on,
to
love.
him.
Hold on, love. Because I'm not well right now, right? Because I'm very confused. I need you to tell me specifically a situation in as short as you possibly can in 1 sentence, 2 sentences max, of you
Okay,
bringing
that was
up
the
of you
that was
bringing
the
up
that,
you
that
bring
was
you
that was
bringing
the
up an
example
issue.
that I made, like
Nah,
an
you
ex.
but you're rambling though. Give me what did you say to him specifically? Stop explaining yourself. What did you say to him? What was his response? Go.
What I said to him was about he wanting to hug me so bad, and I just said, don't make sure you don't do this to someone's daughter since I'm not there at the moment. And he laughed so loud. And anytime I say any of this statement or like any of this statement, he laughs. He always laughs. Like I don't expect him, even if he laughs once, twice, it's okay. But then he's always laughing. Like anytime I make this kind of statements.
Okay, I'm probably not going to get to the core issue here because I don't have the patience for it. But you're saying when you bring up a issue, he laughs, and that's what
Maybe
happens.
about him being in a relationship with anybody, any girl or anything, he laughs.
When you bring up an issue of him being in a relationship with another
Yes,
girl,
or any girl, like because I'm not there. I don't know
why
if I get what
why
I'm saying.
why are you bringing up him being in relationships with other women?
It can be just a casual conversation.
No, it's not. Why are you bringing that up?
Because I'm not there. It's a long distance relationship.
Okay, so you're being insecure and bringing up past relationships with other women, right? And he's laughing because he knows this is insecurity, right? So you're not bringing up a real issue. You're bringing up problems in your head, and then you're bringing it to his awareness, and then he's laughing. Okay, if you're going to be insecure like this, you can't be in a long distance relationship. Now, I'm not saying he should be laughing, right? Like, he should be able to pick up on the fact that you are feeling insecure and reassure you to some degree. I hear you. But if someone is going to be very anxious and insecure, the last thing they should do is be in a long distance relationship. You can't handle that. It doesn't matter who it's with. You're not going to be able to handle that. You're going to assume that he's dealing with somebody. You're going to assume that he's cheating. All those kind of things. You can't do long distance love. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. All right. Last call. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I just need some advice on how to like move forward with my child's father. It's a bit complex, but I'm gonna try to make it short and sweet. Long
Okay.
story short, we lived together for about 6 years. We have a daughter together. We had a daughter like pretty early on in a relationship, and things ended because he cheated, and in retaliation, I started talking to my ex. So I guess you can say I cheated as well.
Okay.
I wasn't intimate with anyone, but he was intimate with other people.
Okay.
I found out. And just to say the least, I want to preface this by saying I'm not dumb, y'all. I'm actually very intelligent. I just don't know how to handle hurt. So to be honest, it really traumatized me. So we ended up moving apart. He got his own apartment. I got my own apartment. He did want to work through things. I was just so traumatized, and he wasn't working fast enough. So I just decided to say, hey, like, I'm going to just start talking to other people. And it was really bad. He disrespected me. He called me all types of H words that ends with E, 3 or 4s. And towards the end of the summer, somehow we kind of got decent again. I stopped talking to the person I was talking to. Long story short, we reconnected after Christmas, and we were intimate. And long story short, he asked me in a very non-romantic, non-empathetic way, are we getting back together or not? And I was like, do you think you're someone I should settle for? And he's like, it's a yes or no. In my perspective, I think it's because his lease is coming up and it was tax season and he was trying to get on my good side, honestly. But ever since I answered the way I answered, he's been very cold. And like last time we were intimate was like February, and a situation came up. And long story short, I was trying to talk to him about it, and he's been not answering my calls, not texting me back. And I know I shouldn't like press it if he's not responding to me, if he's not communicating with me, but like I can't help it. Like I can't help to want him to show me that he cares. So I don't know what the problem is. Like, I don't know.
Okay. How old are you two?
I'm 31, he's 36.
How old is your child?
6.
6. The problem is you keep sleeping with him. That's the problem. Can't move on if you're still sleeping with the person. So of course you care because you're still sleeping with him, right? You're actively bonding with him. Like sex strengthens any kind of connection that's there. So you're constantly strengthening the connection, and you don't really have a connection, and that puts you in a state of confusion, like I was in the last call, right? Permanently confused because you're sending signals that you're connected and you're not even in a relationship. So it's just puts you in a bad spot. So the first step is to stop sleeping with him so that you can effectively move on, because I think you're all right. I think that, people start acting a certain way during tax season. They know you're going to get certain benefits because you're a mother. Like they probably want a piece of that. So yeah, this is something that should just end.
Yeah, I just really want to work on like not like reaching out and trying to like make him care when he shows me he's not caring. It's just so like, again, like I said, I'm not slow, y'all. I know. It's just like, I guess it's like an emotional, I don't know. I don't know what it's called, emotional trauma or something like that. I don't know. But I always keep giving him grace and being like, oh, like he had a bad childhood. That's why he acts like this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're weaponizing empathy against yourself, right? Like the worst person on the planet, if you saw their story, you will be like, oh, I understand now, right? It doesn't change their actions. So first step, stop sleeping with them. That'll give you more clarity of thought. I would also say to go no contact, but you have to go no contact. If you're co-parenting, you can't really go no
Yeah,
contact,
that's the
right?
hardest part.
But you can go no contact. And the way that you go no contact with the co-parenting dynamic is you don't allow them to see your personality. There's no laughing, there's no joking, there's none of that. It is business-like HR communication that is only focused on the child. You see them in person, there's no laughing, no joking. What are you up to? None of that. It's she or he is ready. I fed them already, so you don't have to feed them dinner. That's it. So you aren't letting them, the part of you that's no contact is who you really are, like your personality. You don't let them see that anymore. I'm going through that, so like I know how that's how it works. It's like you just very stoic, very serious. There you go, right? Maybe after some years pass and you don't feel this so strongly, you can kind of like bring that side of you out again. But in the meantime, that's how you have to do it, right? There's no need for you to be on social media either. There's no need for y'all to still be following each other on social media. Or you
Oh
seeing?
no, we've been stopped doing
Okay,
that
just making
years
sure.
ago. Like before he even moved out, I blocked him. He blocked me. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, this is how you're gonna do it. First step though is no more sleeping together.
Wait, can I ask one question?
I thought you were gonna say,
How
can
do
you
I
still sleep with him?
handle him like throwing it in my face though? Like he'll be like, "Well, you decided not to have your family together because you wanted to talk to someone else," or like, "This is your fault because you didn't want to work through things."
Because
And
you're probably creating space for that conversation because you're sleeping with him. Part of sleeping with him means you have to talk to him more, right? You're probably not putting boundaries around communication. If you stop sleeping with him and then take the HR approach to conversation, you're not even going to create the space for that conversation to come up.
okay, yeah, okay.
Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you. All right. Some good stuff this live. Hopefully y'all got value out of that. I'll be live for another, 30 minutes or so. Feel free to drop your question in the chat. No more calls, though. I'm all called out. No more calls today. I gotta start charging y'all, man. But no more calls. Coach earned his check today. It was a decent live. A lot of callers today, man. The queue was packed. The queue was packed. You enjoy your live this Sunday? Yes, I'm definitely no longer going live on Sunday because the amount of put the cash app up. I need to put the cash app up, right? The amount of ideas I had when I didn't go live, I was like, oh yeah, I was making a mistake going live every single day. Because like there's a rhythm to life, right? And also to like your work, there's a rhythm. So like it's like you inhale and you exhale. When I was going live every day, it was like constant exhaling. So I never like inhaled and actually created the conditions for me to think, strategize. Can we all get payment for listening to Miss Lady? The one who was in a long distance relationship? Yeah, if y'all are anxiously attached, do not get in a long distance relationship. Just don't do it. I'll be live again tonight at 9 p.m. So if you're new here, make sure to follow. I go live twice a day, once at noon Eastern time and once at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So if I didn't get to your questions, I'll get to it then. But yeah, if you're anxious, not if you're anxious. If you're anxious, long distance is going to drive you crazy. Just don't even entertain it. Unless like you're just not extremely anxiously attached, right? If you're anxious, if you kind of lean anxious and you know you're anxious, but it's never been a big deal for you, then it's fine. But if you're like, you're anxious, don't even entertain it. Don't even entertain it. Because the moment they don't answer that phone, is that motherfucker cheating? Ah! You're going to start trying to book flights and shit. We don't want that to happen, okay? We don't want that to happen. How do I change my attachment style from anxious to secure? You normally can only do that within a relationship. So you can increase your capacity while you're single. So you can be like less anxious when you're single. You can be less avoidant while you're single, but you're not going to move from anxious to secure or avoidant to secure while single. The only way you can do that is within the relationship, because the only way to kind of heal from your triggers is to be in a situation where you actually can be triggered, right? A lot of people think like who have attachment issues, they'll get single and they're like, I'm healed. There was a woman on live who called in. She was like, because people now look at securely attached as being like, it's a braggable thing. They feel like they've achieved something that they should brag. They attach their ego to it, right? So the woman, she was arguing with me. She was like, well, I'm secure. I was anxious in my past relationship. And then I got single and got therapy. So now I'm secure, but I'm in a new relationship now and I'm being anxious again. And I was like, yeah, that's because you're anxious. And she was like, no, I'm secure now. Like, no, that's not how that works. If you were secure now, you wouldn't be anxious now. What are you talking about? You're literally telling me you're being anxious now in the new relationship, but somehow still saying that you're secure. That's not how that works, love. You have to actually be in the relationship to learn how to better respond to those triggers. And that's how you become earned secure, right? And even when you are earned secure, you're still going to feel that way. People who also think that if you're anxious or something and you become secure, that means you no longer feel that anxiety. You're still going to feel that way. It may lessen a bit. You're still going to feel that way though. It's just you respond to it better. This tweet says, I'm anxious pretending to be secure. That's actually what earned security is, right? It's behavior. Your attachment style is when you look at it like become an earned secure, it's just your behaviors reflect that of a secure person. You're not allowing that anxiety to control how you behave or orient yourself within the relationship. Do you believe some people are just meant to be serial daters? I wouldn't say meant to. I mean, there are people out there who are non-monogamous, right? But it's fewer people than you would think. A lot of people who are non-monogamous are just avoidantly attached. That's all. Just avoidantly attached. Same thing when you said polygamy, just a lot of avoidantly attached people. There are some people you can argue like have some sort of genetic predisposition to not be in a monogamous relationship, but those are very rare. Someone contacts you a lot and calls you stuff like future wife and then stops calling, why? I can't tell you why, but I can tell you should stop worrying about it and move on. Don't focus on the why, focus on the what, right? A lot of people want to focus on, they want to unpack why somebody did something. That's not important. The only question you should be asking yourself is, based on how this person is showing up, are we in alignment? If the answer to that question is no, you move on. Trying to psychoanalyze people is a waste of time. Avoidant attachments, the same steps. They have to be in a relationship to be secure. Yes, if you're avoidantly attached, you have to be in a relationship to become secure as well. You need to be in a situation where the person is trying to connect with you. You feel the anxiety that comes from that, and you connect with them anyway. Right? So that's it. But psychoanalysis is so fun, right? Yes, I won't be able to unpack your situation. You'll probably have to come on a call so I can ask you more questions. How do you know the difference between somebody needing help and somebody using you financially? I need more details. Like, how many times have they asked you for help financially? And are they trying to help themselves? I would say that's the determining factor. Are they trying to help themselves? They're just constantly asking you, they're using you. If they are in a bad season and you can tell they're doing everything they can to rectify the situation, but may need a little bit of assistance, then I would say they're not using you. How do you express that you don't want a conventional relationship but still want meaningful companionship? How are you making that difference? Like, what does that even mean? That you don't want a conventional relationship, but you want companionship. That sounds like avoidant attachment, love. Are you saying you don't want to be married? That's different. But are you saying you don't want a relationship, but you just want meaningful companion? You're playing, that's word salad. You're just putting words together. It's effectively the same thing. So please explain, because maybe I misunderstood. How can you identify a secure partner if you don't think you've ever experienced one? You're not going to really tell someone's attachment style for the most part until things get kind of serious between the two of you. Usually. Especially if they're like avoidant. So, yeah, you won't know. To be honest with you. The goal isn't really, I don't think the goal is like, go find a secure person, because people don't understand how rare it is for people to be secure. Right? Like, that's not, there aren't like, most secure people are in relationships. Or very jaded with dating, because when people date now, they're expecting like intense chemistry at the very beginning. They don't say that that's what they're looking for, but that's what their behavior suggests. So if they don't experience a lot of chemistry at the beginning, they typically bow out. But a lot of the time, secure people aren't going to give you like these very strong hits of dopamine, at the first meeting. Dating advice for neurodivergence. I need to know exactly what problem you're having. I can't do general advice. What about a married person meeting a married person because they feel neglected in current life? You mean cheating? Is that what you're asking? You want to cheat with somebody else? Mercy, what kind of books do you want? Like what? I mean, I don't have any advice if you're cheating, love, to be honest with you. Why do y'all keep engaging in these word salads? Like, just say the situation. Just be like, hey, I'm married. How do I cheat more effectively with another person who also wants to cheat and they're married? Just leave the situation. Like, just make it so you're not cheating. Just leave the person you're with. I'm not going to condone cheating, beloved. Either work on your current relationship or leave the person that you're with. Is wanting to be more financially stable before asking you to marry them an excuse to prolong? It's both a valid reason, but also could be an excuse. It just depends on the person. Like, what does it mean to be more financially stable? Let's put a number on it. What's the number that we need? What's the timeline you've given yourself on the number? So yeah, those are questions that I would ask to have more clarity in that situation. What's up, Zion? What skills do you need as a man for dating someone new to it? So you're dating someone who is new to dating? And you're asking what skills do you need? Oh, you're new to dating. Okay. You just gotta put yourself out there, brother. Watch the rest of my content. You can also get my ebook, How to Text Like a Man in Demand. It's all about texting, but recommending it because it comes with a free course called the First Date Protocol. It talks all about the first date. So that'll help you. Really want to master it though, just get the full course. Just get the Retainment Blueprint. It's pricier, but covers everything. Link in bio for both of those. How would you recommend building trust after one person cheated? Were you the one who cheated? Okay. I mean, not cheating again would help for the person who cheated, right? But you might can't rebuild trust. It depends on your capacity for that. If you know yourself and you know you're going to just keep bringing it up back and throwing it in the person's face, you might as well go ahead and leave. How long should you wait while dating to go to each other's homes? That's a preference thing, to be honest. There's no real like black and white rule for that. I'll request up tonight. Okay, nice. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's when I'll be live again. So if you want to call in to get a more fleshed out answer, call in then. I always wait months too soon. They may want to shack up or something. Months? Are you going to their house, Super? Or are you saying before they can go to your house? I need clarity on that. Sometimes, but I wait to go to their house a month or two too. Ooh wee. Yikes. We wouldn't work, Super, to be honest. Months? That's like 8 dates, right? That's like a 1 date per week cadence. So that's 8 dates. Mm-mm. No. I could put a tent up. I have to get a little tent. Get a little decked out tent at the park or something. That's how you compromise. Gotta put a little tent up. All right, last minute questions. If you don't feel safe or comfortable, trust your gut. Right. There's context though. That whole trust your gut thing, because a lot of people are not good at discerning what their gut is. When people are avoidant or anxious and they're acting anxious or avoidant, that's their gut to them. When the avoidant person leaves you, from their perspective, that's their gut. When the anxious person blows your phone up 1,000 times in an hour, that's their gut from their perspective. So it's like advice has to be tailored to the individual, because an avoidant person will hear that and then that would justify their decision. Yeah, my gut told me to leave. So it's a bit more complicated. He's always planning surprise dates. He likes to do that. Should I plan date from time to time too? Yeah, if you want. Yeah, that would go a long way. Sometimes he's so invested, then other days he's distant. Is it because of a girl or am I tripping? What are you experiencing? If you ask yourself why you feel unsafe or uncomfortable. Right. Agree with that. I learned learned to not trust my gut early in relationships because I was always avoidant at the beginning. Right. Yeah, like when you're trying to heal your attachment, you kind of have to do the opposite of what you're